Hello, 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 welcome back to HunterTuned. Today I'm going to rewire this engine harness and show you how to kind of clean up the engine harness a little bit. This is a Y8 harness that Michael kind of donated, and that's my Y7 harness that he's messing with. I'm switching to the Y8 harness because it's easier to do it this way than to rewire the Y7 to work. Like I said, the Y8 harness is easier to deal with because it's set up already for a 2-wire idle air control valve, and everything also plug in pretty easily. The Y7 has the weird intake manifold, so you have to actually extend the map sensor and the TPS wiring and rewire the idle air control valve, because the idle air control valve on a Y7 has 3 wires and the Y8 has 2 wires. So, like I said, it's just easier to use a Y8. I could do the Y7, but I'm not going to bother. Another thing is I'm going to send out a huge shout out to a subscriber of mine. He sent over a couple ECUs for me, so I am stocked up on ECUs, guys. These are the ECUs I have in stock currently. I think I got, how many of these? 10 of them in stock. So yeah, check out HunterTuned.com for all your ECU needs. If you guys need a chip P28 or anything like that, just let me know. Yeah, they're on my website, www.huntertuned.com. Be sure to pick up a sticker. I got mint stickers in stock again. The HunterTuned colored stickers are all in stock. The banners, everything is in stock. So go check out the website, guys. All right, so to start on this engine harness here, I'm actually taking the driver's side of the harness first and just stripping the loom off of it. So a lot of this harness will have like this loom right here and these little brackets, these little tabs, and I'm just cutting all these tabs off and then slitting the loom with a razor blade and peeling it all up. And I'm just starting on this side here. So just peeled this loom up, and we're just gonna follow it back to this little bracket here and take this bracket off and then strip all the rest of the loom off of it. And yeah, I'm gonna go to the store and grab some electrical tape because I don't have any here. And we will pick up once I get some tape, and we can continue to modify this harness and clean it up a little bit. Alright guys, so what I'm doing to the engine harness here, it seems kind of ghetto, but it actually works really good, and it really cleans up the look of the engine harness a lot, in my opinion, and is plenty durable. I've used this setup on a few cars, and it works good. So I'm going to show you what I'm doing here. Like I said, I just cut the loom back to expose some of these wires here, you know, and just slowly strip it back. And as I strip the wiring loom back, I just wrap electrical tape around where I stripped off the loom. So I just run electrical tape as the wiring loom, and yeah, it looks really nice. So I'm going to continue doing the rest of this harness here, and then I'll show you the final product when I'm done. Alright guys, so I just got done rewiring the engine harness, or cleaning it up I should say, and then I had to clean up a bunch of like bare wires, and this harness actually had like a resistor box wired into it on the back side of the harness where like the 2 big plugs are under the intake. So I had to do that, and I got rid of a shitload of like loom and brackets and like all these little covers and stuff. I just cut all that out of the harness. As you can see, like there's a bunch of old loom and tape all over the frickin' floor now after doing it. This is my Y7 harness. I took some of the brackets and stuff off of it already, but this is like a sort of a before. I was actually going to use this harness and just redo the map sensor, the TPS, the idle air, and all that. But I ended up having Michael hook me up, and he set me up with that Y8 harness. So I did that harness first, but like I said, this is kind of the goal that you're going for. Just kind of run the tape down instead of the wiring loom. But I'll show you the harness now that I got it all done. It's over here. So this is the completed engine harness. Hopefully it all works. I got rid of all the unnecessary shit. So like O2 sensors and knock sensor and oil pressure sensor because I have a gauge, And all the stuff that I don't usually use on a Honda with like a chipped ECU, I don't use any of that junk. Evap, sensors, none of that. I just cut it all out, and then I only have the plugs that I'm going to use, like I said. And I'm going to run down the harness quick for you guys and show you what each plug is and kind of give you the lowdown. So starting at the ECU, this is the ECU plugs right here, and then that comes through the firewall down to the grommet here. This goes into the firewall here, and then this comes out, and then this wire right here goes to your fuse panel. That plugs into the fuse panel, and then coming down the harness here, we're going to have our coolant temperature, or this isn't coolant temperature, this is the fan switch. So you plug this into the thermostat housing, and this will activate the cooling fan. And then you have your engine ground, ECU grounds right next to it. And then coming down the harness this way, we're going to have our VTEC wiring. So this is the pressure switch and the solenoid. And then coming down from that, we have our starter. Coming down from that, we have the distributor. And then we have, this is the coolant sensor for the gauge. This is a single wire deal. And then we have a coolant sensor for the ECU right here. I could have these mixed up. One of them's for the gauge, one of them's for the ECU. Then we have the reverse lights. So that's all that. And then we run down here and we have the intake air temperature sensor and the map sensor. And then coming down, going this way onto the harness, so this is going to move under the intake manifold. We have the speedometer that goes into the transmission. Come down, and we have our alternator. This is the power wire for the alternator, and then we have the alternator activator thing right here. This is the plug for like the voltage regulator and all that stuff that goes into the alternator. And then coming down even farther, we're going to have idle air control valve and TPS. So this stuff's probably going to run upwards of like somewhere in here, and then this stuff's going to run over here. And then we have injectors. So I wired in my decapped fuel injector wiring already because I don't know, why do it twice, I guess. Might as well just put them in right away. So these are the flex fuel injector clips. I'm going to run the flex fuel injectors on this one that are over 1,000 cc or close to it, whatever. I usually just run the regular decaps, like the normal truck style ones, but I feel like I want to just play with the flex fuel ones a little bit more. I've only done one car with the flex fuel ones. I've done probably 5 with the regular decaps, and my Mustang has the regular decaps. But the flex style, they're both flex fuel compatible, guys, but the flex style is the ones that came in the flex fuel vehicles for GM, and that's what I'm going to use on here. But anyways, coming down the harness, this is the farthest plug over, and this just plugs into the car on the driver's side over here, into the car harness. And that's it, guys. That's pretty simple wiring harness. Poor man's Rewire right here. So this is the headlight harness right here, and I'm probably going to plug this in. I'm not going to really modify it at all just because I don't really want to anymore. After doing this took me honestly like 3 or 4 hours. So I don't really want to do it on anything else. I'm kind of burned out. But for the headlight harness, I think I'm just going to end up drilling a hole in the side of the frame here and then run the wiring through here and come out for the headlight harness. I could take this and run it into the car and then come out down here, but I honestly could give a shit if you can see wires in the corner over here. I don't care about it that much, so I'm going to save the headache and just drill a hole and come out of the frame over on this side. That way we can still run it on the inside of the fender, plug the headlights in all tucked nice and neat, and then run them, you know, down the frame here, or core support, whatever. Come around and then plug in over onto this guy that comes out of the fuse panel, which will also go through the firewall and come out on this side. So yeah, making progress on this thing slowly but surely. I'm kind of being picky with some of this stuff just because it's my car And I mean, I would be picky with customer stuff too, but a lot of times when customers bring me their cars, they just say, oh, you know, just do whatever you got to do to get it running or whatever. But obviously I can pay attention to detail on some stuff. And I've done a lot of this stuff in the past. So just kind of redoing it, like I said in my intro to the channel, I've done all this stuff already, guys, on previous cars and previous builds. I actually just had a time hop thing on my Facebook. And 5 years ago, I had my hatch that went 1050. So that's 5 years ago. I mean, I feel like I know so much more now than I did then. It's kind of crazy. But anyways, I'll pick up tomorrow, guys. I'm going to go edit video for yesterday. I feel like I'm a day ahead right now. So I don't know. If you guys want to stay up to date, you should follow my Instagram or Facebook or Snapchat. I have all those links in the description. I've been posting on Instagram a little bit more, but not a whole lot. So I don't know. Whatever. But yeah, I'll see you guys in the morning. All right, guys, it is the next day now. I'm back out here working on my car. And I went to the parts store and I had to get some axles for this thing because I did not have any B-Series axle shafts. So turns out I actually got a DA intermediate shaft. And when you put axles in a swapped car, it matters on the driver's side what intermediate shaft you have. The passenger side B-Series axles are all the same, but the driver's side depends on the intermediate shaft of what axle you need for the driver's side. In my case, I needed a DA, so 90 to 93 Integra. And then the other side, like I said, it doesn't matter. But anyways, now I'm going to be working on some interesting stuff. I got some stuff in the mail today. Figured I'd show you guys. And the first thing I got in the mail today from Valet Racing, or Valex, VALEX.com. They actually gave me a coupon code for you guys too. So if you want to check out his website, he will give you 5% off if you use code HUNTER. So I picked up this Hasport shift linkage from them, and comes with, you know, the linkage here. This is a swap linkage for, you know, B-Series in any car really. And then it comes with this Blox dual bend shifter. So I went with the Blox dual bend because they're nice and weighted, and I prefer the dual bend shifters, honestly, over like a straight shifter. I don't know, they just feel better and they look better in the car. So I'm going to be installing this shift linkage on. And yeah, super stoked, and I want to see how this thing feels. So I'm going to throw this in and then probably update you guys on how the shifter is. But first, I had to take off some of the stuff from my old linkage, like this little plate that goes on the bottom of this part of the linkage. Got to take this plate out, and then, you know, the boot here, this little dust boot, this will come off, and all that stuff will swap onto the new linkage. So I'm just going to swap all this stuff over, throw it in. Kind of covered a lot of this stuff already, so I'm just going to throw it in and not really film any of it. And then I'll update you guys on how the linkage feels.
Here is a big old hunk of fuck. Big old piece of shit. We got the paint, that's all chipped. When we put the motor in, she jumped.
Alright guys, so I got the linkage all assembled here. This thing is looking mint. But yeah, Blox dual bend shifter. Got the red energy suspension poly bushings on both sides. And yeah, I'm super stoked to see how the shifter feels. So I'm just gonna throw her right in. So I got a couple more things done on the car. I got the starter in, and I got the wiring harness on for the most part. I still have to hook it up into the fuse box here, but I mean, it comes out of the firewall here, and this thing looks freaking slick. I'm probably gonna tie it down somewhere, I don't know where, but when the distributor is on, honestly, you can't even really see a lot of this wiring right here. I can kind of pull it and tuck it away wherever I want. It's kind of the nice thing about taking all them brackets and stuff off of the wiring harnesses. You can really tuck the stuff wherever you want, like I said. But yeah, so all that's ran. I got all that stuff plugged in. I have to rewire the distributor for the OBD2 plug. So I have an OBD1 B16 distributor, but it's got OBD1 plugs on it here. So I'm probably just going to take some plugs off of a different distributor that I have, probably the distributor that came off of this motor, and then I'm just going to wire the plug onto that OBD1 distributor so it plugs right into this harness. I already got the injector clips wired on, like I said, guys. This stuff's just going to run through here, and I'll probably send them up under the intake manifold here. And that should be good. Then we'll put the fuel rail on with my injectors, and yeah, So I still got to make a throttle cable bracket or something for this thing. This had the Y7 bracket, so obviously that's not really going to work too well, I don't think. That doesn't bolt there. Yeah, I'll have to figure something out with the throttle cable. But I brought the harness over here, got it plugged into this side, got my wiper motor plugged back in. And this, I don't know if I really want to do the headlight harness tuck right now. I might just leave that for a different time because I'm kind of getting impatient with this thing and I want to get it done. So I might skip the headlight harness tuck for now. Honestly, it's not that big of a deal to me personally. When I want to clean this engine bay up and stuff, I will. I'm going to be doing a battery relocate on it as well, which I'm not going to do right away. I want to just make sure the motor and everything is good before I go crazy with like wire tuck stuff. So I think I'm just going to put the stock battery tray in and the stock battery location and all that stuff and wire all the stock wiring. So I know the motor's good and I can get it running and stuff. Once it's running, like I said, we'll swap the battery and I'll put it in the trunk. I'll do a battery relocate. And then I'm putting in one of Eric Orange's catch cans into where the factory battery location is. So that'll be sweet. And then I still got to get heater hoses. So I got to get hoses for the heater core that come up to the motor. I got to get that yet. And some other small things. But I got the linkage and everything on. It kind of sucks because a guy actually just reached out to me and said that he's sending me an intake manifold. So I'm kind of doing rework here. I'm going to run it with this intake for now, and then once that new intake gets here, I'm probably going to swap all this stuff out again. So that sucks. Maybe I'll just wait. I don't know. Maybe I'll wait to fire the motor up until I get the new intake, and then I'll just do everything then. I don't know. We'll see. But anyways, I got the linkage in, and I wanted to show you guys how tight this thing is. Hopefully you guys can see in here, but the shifter that's in neutral, it sits literally directly in the center, and yeah, there's not really any play. This thing is nice and solid, very direct shifting. I mean, it's got a little side to side, but that's kind of typical on any shifter. But yeah, this thing goes into gear mint. Wum, wum, ba, 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 ba. Alright guys, so I think that's going to wrap up today's video. I'm probably going to do a little bit more tomorrow with the car. I'm going to rewire the distributor and get the intercooler mounted. I think I'm just going to mount the intercooler right to the crash bar here. Probably just weld on some brackets onto this guy. And then, you know, just have the intercooler bolt onto the brackets that I weld onto there. That'll work good, I think. And then I'm going to have to tidy up the rest of the wiring with the headlight harness. I got to throw that on yet. It sucks because, like, I want to finish this car really bad. But at the same time, like, I want to get my hood painted. I want to get my new fender because I actually ordered a brand new fender. The one that a subscriber gave to me actually didn't end up working because it was banged up a little bit, and I just wanted a brand new one so it is straight and there's no dents or anything. So I'm gonna wait for that fender to get here, probably throw the old one on for now. And yeah, I don't know. It sucks because, like, I've just been so burnt out lately with wrenching and, you know, dealing with customer stuff and people messaging me all the time and comments and ugh. It's a lot more than I ever expected my YouTube channel would be. So I thank you guys very much from the bottom of my heart. But at the same time, I feel like it's going to take me a little bit of getting used to and dealing with all the added stress in my life with, you know, just being busy. I mean, look at this fucking pile of ECUs I got over here. I got to chip. So I got to set all these up and get them ready. I got to get one for my car. I got to get one for T-Bag's car. I got to get two for customers, two or three for customers, and then the rest for the website. So yeah, I don't know. Check out the website too, guys. Like I said earlier, that stuff definitely helps me out. And whatnot. But yeah, anyways, thanks for watching. This Hasport linkage is fucking amazing, and this DIY cheap poor man's wiring harness is definitely awesome, and it looks great. Hopefully you guys learned something from me doing this, and hopefully it helped you out a little bit. But yeah, anyways, till next time, we will see you later, guys. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and yeah, we will see you tomorrow, guys.